everyone, and welcome to Decor It Yourself's Thanksgiving special. We have an awesome guest with us here today, Rebecca from Working Class Foodies, who is a master in the kitchen and will hopefully help us whip up something that will satiate both my vegetarian husband and my meat-eating guests.
Yep, we're gonna make some vegetarian pot pies with some roasted root vegetables. Delicious as a vegetarian entree, but also a really good side dish for the meat eaters.
That's perfect, because Thanksgiving this year falls on Will, my husband's 30th birthday. So as a vegetarian, I want to make it meat-free, but still have tons of flavor for everybody else. So
I think this dish is definitely gonna hit that spot.
Awesome.
So right here, I've got a big pot of roasted root vegetables. There's kale, carrots, parsnip, turnip, potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash, and leeks. Basically what I did to roast these was I just peeled the vegetables, chopped them up, put them in a pan with some olive oil, some salt, some pepper, and some very finely chopped rosemary, and then put them in a 400-degree oven for about 35 minutes or until they were brown, just shaking every now and then to make sure they didn't burn. There's also in here a couple of whole garlic cloves that I just left the skins on, smashed them gently, and tossed them in. And then when they were done, just shook them out of the skins.
And is this something that you could like prep the vegetables a few days before Thanksgiving to make it easier on yourself?
Yeah, you could totally prep the vegetables the day before. You could actually prep them a couple days ahead and just put them in the refrigerator and reheat them in a pan on the stove with, if you needed it, a little veggie stock, just a little bit just to keep them wet, or a little bit of olive oil. So as you're reheating your vegetables, it's also time to start heating up your milk to make your sauce. So right here I've got a pint of whole milk. I'm going to season that with a little black pepper and a generous pinch of salt. Now that our milk is simmering, I'm going to add in a little bit of cornstarch to thicken the milk. Alright, so I'm going to turn down the heat. You're going to add in anywhere from a quarter cup to half a cup of sherry. So now that I've got my sherry mixed in, I'm going to turn off the heat and I'm going to put in a little bit of fresh rosemary. I'm just going to cut it right into the sauce.
And for A-plus DIYers who recall a certain homey rapping about herbs, you should have a little fresh herb garden on your fire escape or backyard, and you can use that for cooking your Thanksgiving dinner.
Alright, so now that this is all spiced up and thickened and ready to go, I'm going to dump it into the vegetables. And Meg, if you wouldn't mind giving that a stir just to mix it all together,
On it.
it'll be gold. Alright, so I'm just going to cover my baking sheet with some tin foil, so in case it boils over at all in the cooking process, you don't have to do too much cleanup afterwards. So now we're going to fill our crock pots about 3/4 of the way full with the mixture. Don't really smush it down too much. You don't want to pack it in. You kind of want to let it have a little room to melt into itself. So now that our crocks are filled, we're going to put some puff pastry on top, brush it with a little egg white so it'll shine, and bake them for about 20 minutes.
While these cook, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll show you an easy, casual way to decorate your Thanksgiving table. So we obviously love the art of DIY, especially in the kitchen.
Well, our good friends over at Hungry Nation TV just launched a cool new cooking show called Working Class Foodies. It's all about making your own food while keeping it cheap and sustainable.
It's pretty much like Threadbanger, but with food. So when you start getting hungry after all that DIYing, check them out at hungrynation.tv. Welcome back. While our pot pies are cooking, let's decorate the table. You can keep it casual with a burlap tablecloth, usually the least expensive option in your local fabric store. Add a touch of class with a vintage lace runner on top. I took a bunch of pieces from my fabric collection and made custom napkins for each place setting. Simply cut the edges with pinking shears, fold, and iron for a polished look. The key to a nice table is ironing your linens ahead of time. To set the table up for easy conversation upon apartment therapy's suggestion, I took a vintage Fiesta-ware pitcher and filled it with branches. I then cut out circles from cardstock and added fabric scrap ties. Have guests write down their gratitudes and reach for them throughout the meal. Add a sweet saying and cookie cutters and tea lights to vintage tumblers for a nice, relaxed atmosphere.
Alright, so these are baked for now 20 minutes. We're going to take them out of the oven and serve them right up. And now the next step is the best step. We get to eat these.
That is sensational.
This is amazing.
You guys like it?
Oh my gosh.
Killer.
So good.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Cheers.
This is ridiculous. For more kick-ass Thanksgiving recipes, check out Hungry Nation's Working Class Foodies. And as always, remember, your nest needs you. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you have a recipe, a table setting idea, or a tip to help make the day go smoothly, please leave it in a comment below. And be sure to check out my roundup of favorite Thanksgiving table decor over on the Threadbanger blog. See you next week when we give you a great holiday gift idea.